What's going on, YouTube? In this video, we're going to talk about the main phases that a prospect will be at when they get on a call with you. Some prospects are going to be ready to just throw their credit card out and buy. Other prospects are going to be hesitant because of these reasons. We're going to get into all this and what you should expect on a call and how to deal with their, wherever they're at. Because there's money to be pulled on every call as long as you pitch the offer correctly. Before we dive in, if you're someone that's stuck in your business and you've been stuck for a while and you want help, I recommend you book a free strategy call below, and me or one of my team members will meet with you and point you in the right direction, give you massive clarity, and if it makes sense too, we can chat about potentially getting into our flagship program, Hybrid Freelance Machine, where we teach the main services, email copywriting, inbound closing, and setting, and see if that program is a good fit for you. If it's not, we are not going to hard sell you, because the last thing we want is people in our program that are 100% ready to go all in. Also, if you have not gotten into our free Facebook group below, recommend you get inside. You'll learn some free stuff you're not learning on this channel, as well as you'll get to join your tribe of people that have the same mentality as you. They're trying to get the hell out of their jobs. So when you get on a call, prospects are going to be all over the place. You have to understand this. There's no copy paste script that you can prepare for. Now, you can get pretty close. You can understand how a call should go. You start out by framing the call, how it's going to go. You want to lead the call. You ask questions, figure out what they need, figure out what they're making, and then you offer the solution. And then you handle objections. That's how the call should generally go. But you're going to get on calls, and the prospect's going to be all over the place normally. Now, if they're a good prospect, the call will go how it should go. But you're going to have to keep pulling them back to your script. Some of these people, you're not going to be able to do that. Your script is just not going to work on them. And that's fine. You have to be prepared. This is a numbers game. But here's the main things that you're going to find on calls. You're going to have prospects that are going to come on the call that already have a writer, but they're considering getting rid of the writer because they're not getting them the results they want, or they're overpaying. That's one of the phases that a prospect will be at, is they already have a writer, but they're potentially going to use you instead because they're having problems with their current writer. And they're not necessarily letting their current writer know that they're doing this. Another phase that you'll see is prospects that might be not trying to dump their current writer. They're just trying to hire another writer because of the demand. They have too much work they need done. So they're hiring a second writer. You're going to have prospects that get on calls with you that don't even know what you do. All right? So then you're going to have to explain why they should be emailing their list every day, the value that they should expect in an email list. You're going to have prospects that get on calls with you that are going to actually want you to cold email for them. We see this a lot inside of our student group, is that a lot of prospects you get on calls with, they will simply want you to cold email for their business. And we know exactly how to set that kind of deal up, by the way. To give you a summary, it's basically you charge a one-time setup fee anywhere from $500 to $2,000, and then you charge $200 every sales call booked by you, but it's not related to if it closes. If it closes, that's the client's problem. All you need to do is get the call booked on the calendar, and you get $200 for every call booked. So you have to be thinking about that. If you become a professional cold emailer for your own retainer email copywriting business or whatever you're cold emailing for, you can turn around and sell that service to businesses as well. So you're going to get on calls. You're going to have those prospects that are going to be like, hey, I'm not even trying to get a retainer. Even though you have to understand too, these people that say that they want cold emailers, they also a lot of times have lists, and you can actually email for their list. Because if they're, let's say, an agency, right, and they want you to cold email for their agency, they also have a list that they built up of their own leads for their business that they've been emailing every day or whatever. You're going to also get on calls with prospects that have a huge list but aren't emailing them because they're focused more on the other marketing activities that have proven to them to actually make money. So they're focused on what they're good at, because they haven't really managed to create a system for email, and that's where you come in. That's a great place to be, by the way. When they have a big list, they've been sitting on it, they haven't been doing anything to it, that's a gold mine. There's no competition, you don't have any other writers to compete with, it's just simply they haven't gotten around to it. That's when you want to get in there. But you'll have to obviously learn how to revive the list, which is, just simply setting value emails until they remember who the person is, and then you can start pitching again. You're going to get on calls with prospects that are they're burned out from getting screwed by agencies. So you're going to have to deal with them whining and bitching about it, And here's the thing, that's up to you if you want to decide to work with that prospect. If a prospect's been, used and abused by agencies, you have to ask yourself, do you want to take on that client? Because there's very high likelihood that they're going to pin every single goddamn little micro mistake in their business on you. They're going to blame you on every little mistake. Do you want to take that on? You're looking at a pain in the ass situation. Now, if you think that they're being reasonable, then you want to take on that work. It's work, right? It's money. Worry about them canning your ass later if they become a bitch or something like that. But you have to ask yourself, if they're getting on a call and bad-mouthing the agency they just got done with, right? Who are you to believe that they aren't going to do that to you? So to recap, quite a few different places a prospect will be in. They're going to either be in get rid of their current writer mode. They're going to be in the add an additional writer mode. They're going to be in a mode where they don't even have a writer and they need someone to manage the list. There's going to be people that have been screwed over from other agencies. You're going to have people that want to have you cold email for their agency. But you have to understand, the main thing to take away from this video is there's going to be so many different weird places these prospects are going to be in, and it's your job on the call is to adjust and continually reassure them that you're their friend. They have to know, like, and trust you. So you can't look pushy. You have to fully understand where they're coming from so that you can quickly, on the fly, create some sort of makeshift offer and give it to them. And remember, too, from my previous videos, worst case scenario, if they're a broke prospect, you can always offer a $200 per month consulting retainer deal. That's the absolute lowest you should go. For one call a week over 1 hour Zoom, client doesn't show up, you leave after 10 minutes, and one DM a day they get from you, they can't respond to it, but you DM them an idea they should write for their list, because obviously if they're paying you a consulting retainer, they don't have the money to afford you to write their emails, so they have to write the emails themselves. Don't get discouraged if you get on a call and it goes completely off script, because a lot of them will. It's part of the numbers game. You're going to have people that get on with entitled attitudes. You're going to get people on that love you to death, and they're called a laydown sale, and they don't give a shit about little nuances. They're ready to just buy. But then you're going to get other people that are more, they've been through the market a lot more, and they're a lot more guarded. Doesn't mean they can't be a good client, but you have to constantly be asking do you even want to work with that prospect? Again, if you are stuck in your email copywriting setting or inbound closing business and you want someone to point you in the right direction, give you massive clarity, I recommend you book a free strategy call below, and we'll meet with you and answer all your questions, and then see too if it makes sense to work together in our mentorship program, which is 6 months long, by the way, where you can DM me for 6 months whenever you get stuck. It's unheard of in the coaching space right now. No one else is doing this. And then two, make sure to get into our free Facebook group below. We'd love to see you inside. You can learn some free stuff we're not putting out on YouTube here, as well as network with your tribe, people that want to get the hell out of their jobs.